Hello, everyone. This mysterious thing called love. What is this? Quite an interesting thing to think about. All books, all songs, all movies, they all have at least one element of love, and people longing for love, looking for love, trying all kinds of things to get it. But have we ever really properly reflected about love? And what is this love? And why is it that it sometimes seems to elude us? Why is it that sometimes it doesn't appear to be in our hands? Just give me a moment. Sorry for that. So, what is this love? One way to understand love is a feeling of connectedness, a feeling of belonging, where we are empowered. And we empower also just by our presence, just by our attitude, the one whom we share that feeling of love with, whom we love, a feeling of bonding, a feeling of being uplifted. And of course, it can manifest in different ways. And in today's world, much of it is manifested in attachment and even lust. And I would like to challenge that thought, whether lust or even attachments is truly love. And maybe that is why it is such a mysterious topic, because maybe we confuse love with lust, or maybe we confuse love with attachment. And attachment, I would define as dependency, an inner state of neediness that we want to fill with the presence of someone else, or certain behavior patterns of someone else, or a gift. And so this thing called love is such a mystery, maybe because we are not clear. Maybe we haven't properly defined it, and maybe we haven't properly understood the difference between neediness and a begging mode, and a desiring and an expecting mode, or a giving mode, a bestowing mode. And reflecting on this topic, it is useful to understand also our own true nature. And there is this saying, no, I can only I experience my own anger myself. And in the same way, I experience my love myself. And so in this whole area of love, if I am loving, if I love, who is experiencing that love? In the first place, I am experiencing those feelings, those maybe noble and selfless feelings, those feelings of connectedness and bonding, those feelings of uplifting and hope. And whether someone else feels that love or not, that actually has to do with their ability to experience love or not. They may be inspired by my behavior or by how I feel, but my love and my feelings of love, I am feeling that. And so this whole idea that if you love me, I will feel good, that is if I am not blocking my own love. If I am blocking my own love, it doesn't matter what others feel or not feel. So this whole confusion and entanglement around love begins with the fact that we are not necessarily clear about ourselves and who we are and how our inner dynamics work. And often we externalize things and we say, this one has a beautiful body, so I love them. This one has a good position, so I love them. This one is nice and treats me nice and always says nice things, so I love them. But that is all very external. And if truly it would have been love, and if it truly is based on a deeper bondage and connectedness, it wouldn't need any of that, and there still would be love. Now, coming back to the essence of this feeling of love, and whether it is truly love or whether it becomes a dependency or a neediness, or whether it is just lust and trying to satisfy some superficial desire or some physical pleasure. Going to the essence of that, we have to go back to who am I and who am I loving? Who is the one I am loving? And of course, in the spiritual knowledge, there is the understanding we are not physical beings. We are spiritual beings, invisible beings of consciousness. And we use the image of light. Beings who use this body temporarily as a vehicle, as a chariot. And the whole physical personality that we manifest is not necessarily who we truly are as a spiritual being. Spiritual beings, souls, are immortal, are timeless, living beings of light, with innately a divine nature, beings who are free, peaceful and loving. Naturally, that is what we truly are. But we start using this body and we start identifying with the body and with the things around the body, and then the personality becomes distorted. And what we manifest can become needy and insecure and or vain or arrogant, dependent. So there are these two sides in us. When we are operating from that awareness of ourselves as spiritual beings, as beings of light, as immortal beings, as divine beings, when we are operating in that awareness, then we naturally are loving. And we naturally feel connected with others as souls also. Our brothers, our friends, our fellow travelers, and we see their spiritual nature too and respond to them and interact to them at that level. Then there is true love, exchange can then happen at that level. But there is this other side in us, which is ignorant of our spiritual nature, which is filled with ego and identifies with what is limited. Living in mortal consciousness, there is insecurity and selfishness. And when we operate from that mode of awareness, which we call body consciousness, then love is selfish. Love is needy. There is always some ulterior motive behind certain things because there is a neediness and an expectation. And that love, in between brackets, that love coming from that lower nature, that love can manipulate, can threaten, can bribe, can also smile as long as we get what it wants. That is not truly love. But if we observe ourselves sincerely and if we observe our society sincerely, much what present day we call love operates from that needy and selfless, body conscious mode. And that is destined to end in disaster or at the very least in discomfort and maybe even sadness and pain. And so this mystery of love is maybe not so much a mystery, but we need to broaden our perspective and understand that what at present we call love comes from that limited state of consciousness and is not truly love. And that limited mode also doesn't allow us to perceive the existence of that one who is supreme, that one who is eternally benevolent and pure, who is like the parent of all souls. And to experience that love, it reinforces our own potential to purely, cleanly love from that soul awake, soul conscious state. So to grasp love and to experience that, let us first come back to this basic positioning, the awareness of the self as a spiritual being. So let's have a few minutes of meditation doing that. And we use the spiritual eyesight consciously. It's as if you have a third eye, an eye of the mind to perceive what you cannot perceive with these physical eyes. Now, our physical eyes see the body and the human personality and the position and the possession. But with the spiritual eyesight, we understand that we are invisible, imperishable beings of consciousness, souls, living lights. Right here, right now, you, I, exist at that invisible and timeless level as beings of light. Completely different from the body, distinct from this distorted personality and body consciousness. One needs as if wake up and become aware of the self as a timeless being, one who is a guest in this body, a guest on this planet, invisible, free, one who needs nothing to exist ever, a bodiless being of light. And body is like a costume that we adopt to play this human part. But behind the part and behind, beyond the body, is the real self. A divine being, child of the Supreme. And when we come back to this awareness, there is a deeper sense of peace and security, safety. And from that space, love naturally emerges. Everything and everyone is seen with the feeling of an extra gift. My brother, who is also a being who is innately divine, a being of light, a being of peace, free, innocent, selfless. Because in that awareness, one needs nothing. And so play with this awareness of the self as this invisible, timeless, pure, free being of light who belongs to another dimension of silence and light, who belongs to a family of beings of light, souls, like tiny stars, living lights. In this awareness, love is natural. Love is selfless and unconditional. So to solve this mystery, come back. Wake up to the awareness of the self as a soul, a spiritual being who is immortal, who is innately peaceful, free, pure. Thank you. Have a good rest of your journey, exploring, experimenting, and experiencing this true spiritual love for self, within the self, and for everyone else. Om Shanti.